Hi there, I'm Fallen and this is Automation. To be exact, we are in a new automation update, the Al-Rilma. And from what you could have noticed here on the news page, I am quite late to the party, but well, you know how it is. Many unexpected things can happen, and just judging by my voice you can guess why I didn't do anything. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into the car creator, the new car creator. As you can see, they added this neat prompt at start. A nice little quality of life change, and mostly focused on the campaign, I think, because for the car creator it is not really necessary. Also the target the demographics that we are not really using in Sandbox, but could be very helpful when you are setting your milestones in campaign. Yeah, so we are going with 67 Dragon Gargoyle SS Super Sport, that is, Muscle Premium, because this build will be heavily focused on, well, drag racing, and the engine for this one will be supercharged. I am going with 2.8 meter wheelbase. And here I guess we are going period accurate, so we are going leather, steel, galvanized steel. The engine will be placed on the front longitudinally, and suspension, well, we need something more robust, so let's go with double wishbone all the way. And yeah, the trim selection is in another window now, and don't worry, we are not going with wagon, we are going with classic coupe, or maybe fastback. Okay, no fastback, because I already done fastback on this body, so let's do something a little bit different. The rear kinda looks like Pontiac GTO, maybe it will be a good idea to style it just like that. Okay, today we are rolling with this ugly ass yellow straight from the 60s. Now, the things are quite a bit different than usual, because usually we are making at this point the engine and then the design of the car. Right now, I think we roll with how the designer is presented to us, and we will be designing the creation that is before us, and then we will move into the engine part. So yeah, most of my mods are there, I think, but still I'd like to go with something vanilla. This is the base of the design, methinks, and now I just need to add some grill to it, because I don't really like what is in the basic game. Like, well, look at this, what's that? If it was denser, the grid here was denser, it would look much nicer. These things, they don't cut it. You need to make something of your own if you want to go like 60s, 70s style vehicle. The simplest way, in my opinion, to make your own grill is picking this part here. It is in grills. You just scroll down a little bit, and that's the piece I am using. Yeah, I just usually make it a little bit smaller. Well, that's the first piece of the front done, and just to see how it looks without it. It's worse, I think. It's a little bit empty without this piece. The badge definitely adds to it. Okay, the bumper is in there, and now I want to add to it some kind of a small front lip. Oh, one thing I forgot about are the indicators. Well, be right back then. Okay, they are there, and I think there ought to be one more air intake. Okay, the front doesn't look half that bad. It composes with itself fairly well, but you will be the judge of that. What can I say? Why would I be harsh on my own creation anyway? Looks majestic, okay. Some little detail on this side. Okay, here we go, and one more thing. I want a badge on side too. It is right there. Here should be fine. I don't want it to be too big. Does it look alright here too? Yeah. Okay, so I guess we've got the front done of the car. Now we should move on to the sides and the rear. Yeah, the rear, my nemesis. Well, the sides always come out pretty quickly. Quite classic design, the old style, door handle and mirrors. Now I am looking for the fuel cap, but here there will not be anything revolutionary. Let's go with a round one. Or no, there's too much roundness already, so yeah, this is rounded too. Well, anyway, let's keep it like this. It has to be placed right about there though. Yep, the antenna is here too. And now the last thing, that is the rear end. I think I will keep the design from the front consistent, that is, with the sides, so we are going with a bumper first. Kinda going from the least important to the most important parts here, but I want to add badges first. And then we'll see what we will do with the lights. Alright, so I want to go with something like this. I'm thinking about adding the grill pieces that I did on the front here too. So it is a little better. Well, what I wanted to say is, so there is something going on this piece, and it is not so empty. But we'll see how it will come out. I still need to do the tail lights, not only the brake light that is there. Right, checking in to, well, show you what rear end I came up with. And I feel like I want to stick with it. I really wish these pieces here would mold much better around these pieces, these round pieces behind here. But, well, it is what it is. It never works well, so we'll be stuck with, well, lights pointing inwards, really. Are they set right? No, they are not. I need to change it. Okay. Yeah, and I just changed the color of these pieces here to black, so it is not all the way chromed, and it is in line with the front too. Should I change this? I can't even change this, so yeah, never mind that. Other than that, I feel like the rear end is done, and the exhaust pieces are there. I don't know how many we will have them. At the very least, one will be the fake one. I would need a spoiler here. I might try to fit one. And another thing I need is something for the rear windshield. Okay, that is it. The car is done pretty much when it comes to the design. I want to do simple interior for this one, so it looks better on these shots. The rear came out alright, the front is the best again on this one, and the sides look fairly decent. I just added the badge here, and I feel like overdid it with the upper part of the car, but I wanted something in line with what we've got on the hood. So I am not really fond of that, but without it, it looks kinda empty. Maybe this way it is better, not really sure. Okay, it looks much more neat without any pieces on the top, so we will be exporting this car this way. But before that, I need to do the interior. The design process of the interiors in Automation is far more irritable than satisfying, sadly. Alright, I've put a little bit more effort into this one on the interior too. It is fully colored with, well, a leather imitation, let's say. This brownish leather, let's say, and other pieces, well, they are there to make it look a little bit better, like these door cards, imitations of door cards. I had no patience to make them how they should be done. Do they stick out here? No, they do not. So I've made these ones like that. They should look good enough for photo mode from the outside. I am not going to do any shots from the interior anyway. Alright, so that is the creation in Automation. We will see it later on in BeamNG.drive. Now what I've got to do is to design engine for this one, and like I said, we are going with V8 supercharged. Another thing about the engine, this one will be quite powerful. Yeah, let's go with light block for now, but what I've got to do here is to put as much power out of it, squeeze that is, as I can. I don't know right now how the video will be named, but it will be something along like a quarter mile, 60s quarter mile master or something like this. That was the general idea for this build, to make the fastest quarter miler, supercharged quarter miler that we can. Okay, so let's go with cast iron. That was the mistake, my mistake here, because power density will be better on iron block. But we are going with aluminium head. That's for sure, and dual overhead cam, which wasn't very popular at this time, at least for FV8, because they were quite low RPM and. Well, you know, you go dual overhead cam mostly for higher RPMs. To be period accurate, I should be going with push rod, to be honest, but no, we are going performance, so let's go dual overhead cam, 4 valves per cylinder. We shouldn't go any different here, so all the way up. Next, compression. Let's start with 8:1. Cam profile can stay. RPM limit, I'd go for 6000 if it is possible. We will see. Like I said, supercharger. And we are going with roots one. Not tuning it right now. Do we go with carb or injection? What will be more performance heavy? Honestly, no idea here. We've got only mechanical fuel injection, but I want to go with leaded fuel. So let's go with carb, twin carb 4 barrel. So pretty high end. And fuel, like I said, we are going aviation gas, leaded aviation gas, and it will be performance or race intake. We will see. It is about to be tuned anyway. Okay, we can go dual exhaust in fact, so let's go like this. So our 2 pipes are both used. Exhaust, let's make it bigger for now. Mufflers, I will add them later on, so I don't go deaf in BeamNG. And like you can see, we are already making a lot of power, considerably more power than what we've had in real life in 60s. A car like this would do like, I don't know, 200 something horsepower, maybe 300. So yeah. Now to fix the issues. Yeah, supercharger is blowing itself. That's to be expected without any tuning. Pistons are dying too. If we go forged, they should be better, and balancing mass should fix the rest of our problems. Well, raising the balancing mass did not help much, but I gave it a bit more quality, and it's alright. Nothing too much. Now let's try to set this supercharger better so it doesn't kill itself. Okay, right now I am not sure if that's a bug or something, but the engine seems to be working just fine, even though it says the supercharger exploded. For this prompt to disappear, I would need to make it quite a bit smaller and less powerful, which is not really perfect. That's a neat thing to add. Look at this. When we are changing the supercharger capacity, it is changing in size too. Okay, that's something I did not expect here. Oh, this looks very, very stupid. This doesn't look much better either, to be frank. It is as big as the engine block itself. So, from what I understand here is that the gear ratio brings the curve back a little bit, so we've got more power early on, or at least the torque. The capacity, of course, impacts the amount of air it is pumping into the engine. And the tune is not really sure what. Well, that's pretty much the first time I am doing anything with these types of chargers in automation, so excuse my ignorance here. This graph here is very helpful when it comes to tuning this thing. I am just trying to keep this blue line in the middle here, so we are as efficient as it is possible. It is going fine right now. It is not exploding anymore. I should be able to lower the quality too. Not too much though, sadly. How much power do we make? Quite a bit. Let's, for the sake of experimenting here, let's keep the quality all the way up on a supercharger at least. Okay, let me run you through from what I've done here. Like I said earlier, it is on +9, so the engine sustains the stress it generates. The compression was lowered, it's 7.6 now. Cam profile is a bit lower, springs and lifters too, so just so we are not hitting the wall straight right like this. Okay, this is alright. 6,000 RPM. And this is the last we'll look at. Carb is a bit bigger, fill map linear, timings are advanced. Yeah, it is like so. Here I didn't change much, exhaust is a bit smaller now and more realistic. Also there are mufflers. And the most important thing, that is our Roots supercharger. It was completely designed basing on these 4 graphs here. Mostly I was using this one and this one. So yeah, just look where it is the most efficient and where you are making the most torque slash power, depending on what you want to do here. So yeah, you can treat that one, this video, as a little tutorial. I might do a refreshed one, because I've got 2 videos, tutorial-like videos about it. But right now I don't feel too confident in my skills of designing superchargers, turbos in our newest update to automation. So yeah, with my rambling done here, let's see if it really works. And how well it does. That is strange curve. It looks like it does. Wonder if it will be the same when we export this one into automation. Sorry, BeamNG.drive, of course. That's not going to be very American of me, but we'll be going with manual 5-speed gearbox just because the automatic is only 3, so the tune would be very rough. I am European anyway, so yeah, the manual here is alright. Limited slip differential on an old muscle car. Let's go! Sports tires should be good, quite wide ones, not too wide though. Front brakes. I'd go with drum, really. Quite big ones, just to be period accurate, but we could go solid too, solid disc that is. We will see. Right now let's stay with drums, big ones, that's for sure, and a race pad type, because we need to stop after a drag race. There is no under tray, front wing and rear wing. There are some, I will be tuning that in a bit. Let's just set it like so, some breaker flow, and it should be alright. We've got a bench in the rear, so let's add it. Interior can be sport, premium 8 track. Yeah, let's go like this, and let's make it the car a little bit lighter. Just like so. Here we can go fancy, because we are going for premium muscle anyway, so hydraulic rack and pinion. Safety can be advanced 60s just for it to not be too wobbly as it is usually with 60s, 70s and older builds in BeamNG.drive when you export the automation creations. Here, what do we do here? The one that is most sporty, so standard, gas monotube, and it should be alright. So for some reason my main Pentali is the wrong body. I've got no idea why. It is a coupe technically. So yeah, no idea why it is like that. At least I am not playing the campaign. Okay, there is some tuning to be done, so I will be right back when I am done with it. With the lip I've added, the front was making an uplift, so no idea why, but now it is, yeah, check this out. But now it is all right. So let's go like this, maybe a little bit less power weight on the rear, and it should be just good. Okay, and the brakes are good. So I've changed it to solid disc, so I guess I've got to paint where it is. I've got to paint the calipers, which I didn't do. They could be at least. No, let's make them black. Okay. So according to automation, our prognosis top speed is 250, so we can lower our top gear a bit lower, lower it a bit lower, and okay, it went a little bit up, so I guess it is mostly to having not enough gears. Let's keep it around 300, and let's make the first gear a bit longer, so we are not spinning like mad on this chart, and overall gear ratio can be made a little bit shorter on the first ones. Okay. Will this one be good? On straight line, maybe. On the corners, not so much. The acceleration is quite fine here, 6.2 seconds to 100. If we have got enough grip, it will be possible to be done in BeamNG.drive, so that is alright. I've got to make the dampers a little bit stiffer, it seems. Since I've added the well, a lot of additional weight in form of downforce to the rear. So yeah, that is another thing we've got to remember when we are changing things around. Okay, and now it is time for the summary. This video is going to be quite long, but well, the design is not too bad either, so I guess I am fine with that. Anyway, the summary. We've got 1500 kgs on us, quite nice weight distribution, around equal, so there will be enough force on the rear. Another thing, the power, 600 horsepower. It is quite decent for 60s muscle car. It is supercharged, of course. Economy isn't that bad either for this type of a car. Yeah, approximate cost, even though we cranked two quality sliders up, is not too bad either for a premium car. And the fuel economy, 23 liters per 100 kilometers. What else could we expect out of a muscle? So yeah, I think we should be finishing the automation part of this video here and moving on to BeamNG.drive. So let me export this one, and I will see you there. Alright, there we are in BeamNG.drive. As you can see, I've spawned in some of the brothers of our newest creation, the Drachen Hellhound and also the Demon. This one was built solely for drag racing, as you can clearly see. And this one is one of my older, most successful builds, at least on YouTube. Yeah, this one shares some of its predecessors' design choices, but it is also well, much older build. This one is modern, it is modified to be modern, and this one is completely new. While Drachen Gargoyle is straight from the 60s. Alright, so let's hear how it sounds. quite quiet. Wait, what? That's some issue with BeamNG.drive, okay. Right, now it's good. For some reason it didn't register me pressing the right trigger. Well, it sounds sweet, to be honest. I love the sound of the supercharger in BeamNG.drive. We couldn't hear that at all in Automation, if you remember. Other than that, there are not many issues that I can see with the export. The front bumper came out better than it looked in Automation, at least I think so. Also the color looks better here than in Automation, that is for sure. Other than that, this car should be alright, so let's give it a spin, quite literally. Jesus. Yeah, I also left the... it wants to spin out the moment I press the throttle, but it is quite controllable, as you can see. Quite fun to drive, to be honest. Yeah, anyway, I've left the torque curve on the left top corner, so you can see what amount of power we can be doing here in real life. Okay, some issues with the engine, I guess that's understandable that while I am putting that much power through it. I am positively surprised on how stable this one is. I can put the throttle to the bottom and it goes quite well, especially when we are reaching the higher speeds, when we've got the downforce from the lip and the spoiler. But it doesn't seem we can go much further above 250 kilometers per hour. Yeah, it's always true how older. I wonder how it will do on drag strips, so we'll be going there in a second. Oh yeah, okay, maybe it's better to move to a drag strip, it doesn't want to take corners very well anyway. And for some reason I still can't set this freaking drag race, it just does same thing over and over again. There is no way, whatever car I pick, it's the same thing. Yeah, and that's it. Just come on. Okay, so... the problem is, the game doesn't want to line up the automation exports on drag strip. I even changed it to the grid map to see if it's true here too, and like you can see, it is. Why is it like that? No idea. Wonder if I can change my car here now? No, I do not. So, yeah. That's a shame, really. Well, yeah, the game has no idea on how to line up the custom creations from Automation for some reason. Well, so I guess I won't be testing time of this one here too. Last time, if you remember, I have tried it also, and it completely crashed the stage here, so yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, and here's the error once again, yeah. Okay, so I've got a little different idea. I've set the hot lapping tool and it should measure our time pretty good, at least. When I drive into the first bubble, the timer should start, so it is just behind the front line here, and the second bubble is at the end line, so it should be fairly good measure. Okay, so let's try our speed here. Not much traction on the start with this one, but then we are very fast, and we did the quarter mile in 11.2. At least I think that is the quarter mile. Also, that is quite efficient way to stop with a car that has basically no brakes. Oh, you could save that one. You could save that one. Anyone needs a spare wheel? Alright. So, I guess we can finish it off here, cause this video will be very long, I can say that already, just judging by the time I've spent on recording it. And, well, this one went quite good. With the design I am quite happy. That's what I've said about the brakes not being there. With the design overall I am quite happy, it looks good, it sounds good. There could be some small changes to it, but you know, every car has to have its own characteristics, and this one is, well, not easy to be missed on if you spot it on a street. Also, even though it constantly wants to spin out, it is quite stable and fun at driving when you pick up some speed. I wouldn't dare to take it onto a racetrack, oh, but with competent driver it might be quite good, really. So yeah, I think it is good time to finish this video. So again, thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Now it looks like a proper banana.